Okay, guys. Gonna try cranberry in lots of cold water. So it's gonna be a crinkly one today. It is time to sort through my cardboard. I think one of the important things about talking about our craft is our supplies. And I'm always talking to you about how much I love my cardboard. So, the plan with all of these is they're going to one day get totally crunched up when I have lots of them. And then they're going to get ironed flat. So I'm keeping all of these. Sometimes I might find some gems inside. Those are just receipts that I don't need. So all of these are just bakery. We get our buns and stuff. If they have like the sugary, gooey stuff, I will trim that away if I see it. Sometimes I don't see it. So these are just bags. Actually, if you use just a paper bag and you color with marker, color flowers, even something simple like that, it looks so good. This is a really nice London Drugs one. I'm just gonna sort through the stash. Oh, I might be getting too loud. If you sort through your stash, sometimes that is the inspiration for another project. Here I think I got all my paper bags. Oh no, there's another cup here. These ones have cool. Sometimes one place where I bought a dress, they gave me a really cool bag. It even had a design on it. Getting loud here because I want a coffee. Getting loud here because it's time for coffee. Okay, I think that's it, but if I come across some more, that'll be fine. So I think the best way to do these is, let's make a box. Put a box back together. And then we'll put our cardboard in that box, okay? It's super easy to do. I don't know how long I've been working. It sounded a really gentle rain. There's no wind. I don't remember how long I've been doing cardboard, but it's a fabulous way to recycle, I'm telling you. So I have a small place between my table and a dresser here. And that's where my cardboard goes, right beside me. And that's what I do is I grab my cardboard. So we just remade our box. Nothing fancy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take these lids off. You're going to need to pick a pair of scissors that you're willing to sacrifice to cut cardboard. Depending on the thickness of the cardboard, all kinds of things can go wrong for scissors. Of course, they can go dull. But sometimes, depending on how thick your cardboard is you're cutting, this level isn't too bad. Your scissors can actually get loose. That's why a lot of the time I use blades. Okay. So now we have a straight up box. And all of these cardboards are going to go in. Sometimes I pull them out just to paint on them. Some of them have cool designs. They're just going right into my box. This is an awesome one. You can see I painted on it. They are so useful. And I also, these ones I don't use that much. They're weird shapes and there's perforations everywhere on here. But I have made a small journal with them, and I use all of these for my painting, scraping, and stuff. I use all the lid tops. So typically the way I keep them is I take off all the tops. And I usually do that with a blade. I'm going to keep the whole ones whole right now because I also, besides doing painted boxes for the store, I also make paper folders. And to make them I need the whole top thing because it's a photocopy place. Sometimes they want a fancy schmancy paper folder. Actually, I don't even think I have one here right now. No. It's just fun to do. I don't charge hardly anything. My painted boxes and my folders are the same price in the store. They are $3. $3 Canadian. I'm not doing it to try to make money. I think possibly I'm recouping my costs. Probably. Don't think I'm spending more than $3. But what I'm doing is I'm encouraging, informing people about what they can do with their cardboard. It's my whole shebang. Okay, so these are I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whole ones. So these are all potential folders. They're just going to go and stand in that area. They're a beautiful size. Now these are all the sections. I don't mind these lumps and bumps. These are all journal covers, unless I turn them into paints. Sometimes I will use these for other boxes that I'm working on, and I will reinforce a box that I'm going to mail. But I've been doing that less and less lately because it seems like the price of shipping is going up. And why add that extra 100 grams or whatever, right? This is almost ready to be a folder. So you can do full folders or you can do half folder. But I think that the folders are very important. And I've got to practice what I preach here. We all have annoying papers, and where the heck are they? Right? Where are our important papers? I have some flippin' really important land papers, and I don't know how many pages there are, but there's 3 separate properties, and it needs a lot of consent stuff. Oh, this is another full one. That's perfect. So I had, if I didn't just give away all my my paper folders, I would take the paper folder and put the special papers that you have in there, and then in your will or whatever you have, you can say, like in the car folder or whatever, you're gonna find it. So this is a perfect one for a journal. You've seen me do journals with these because it's a nice big size. And remember, I think I've told you, you need to buy the biggest art paper you can afford. Please don't spend $20 or whatever, because you can find these around here anyway. In Canada, you can find these for a pretty darn good price. But because to make these journals, you're going to take these pages to make a signature, and you're going to fold it in half. So that's how big your journal can be. So if you only get the small ones, you're going to only get to be able to make small signatures. But on the other hand, if you didn't want to get those, get these kinds that can be broken out into signatures like this. They come out in signatures. See, they're tied in. So you can remove them with a blade or something, and then you actually have a journal this big. And these fit those huge journals. So fun, so fun, so fun. I'm gonna put this back in with the other one. That is a full one. But don't worry if you don't have a cardboard that's large enough. You can patch them together. They go together really well. So this one is a fun one too. This is a fold-out box. I think it's like a cake box or something. So I've been saving it because if you ever find a box that's white and you're going to make a painted box, you don't even need to add a background paper or paint a background. You can put your elements right on here. So this is pretty special actually. And it's nice and light. So that should be super reasonable to ship. You need to ship something special in there. And I've made a lot of journals with these. This is every cardboard has a different weight. This is a little bit heavier than the pop. You see, heavier than the pop. But I've made quite a few journals with these ice cream ones. They can get pretty big too. And they're pretty awesome. So I don't think that's going to fit in my box with these flaps on it. So yeah, I would recommend saving these. They're a little bit heavier cardboard for your journal covers. Probably wouldn't use them even for tags because the cardboard's pretty heavy. But they do work really well when you're working on your painting and you just want to blob your paint onto something. I blob them onto these flaps. And then I love distressing with them. And maybe I better do a video about that because I need to use them up. I'm getting a lot of flaps again. Now, I'll give you one advice. So, you can do a journal this way. See this way? You've already got the fold. Or you could do a journal this way. You have this size to do a journal. And then you would just do a spine. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. I thought it was something else, but I lost the idea. We have another bag here. Goes into the paper bag. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, please don't get carried away and make a whole bunch of tags. I did that with the flaps, I don't know, a year ago or something like that. I made a whole bunch of tags because the flaps look perfect for making tags, don't they? I mean, you can trim them down, you can put your backing and a really nice design, you can paint them. Actually, maybe we could make ATCs out of them. Some of them would be big enough to cut them down to that. That's probably cool. But if you pre-make too many tags, unfortunately, this is what happens to me. And it happened to me when I did it. I don't know how many tags I made, 30 or something like that. with the paper that I had and all that. Thinking it was going to be great. Well, guess what? Every time if you can see my journals, every flipping journal is different. Every theme is different. I go through papers and then I wind up moving way beyond whatever the paper was I made the tag with. And they don't get used. And they sit there and they just don't get used, and they don't get used, and they don't get used. So I don't pre-make many tags. Sometimes I wind up with tags because I make them for a project at the time that I'm doing that project, but I don't like them after I make them. So that's how I wind up with a few extra tags. This is another really cool white box. Really cool. That was... Oh, I think this is the one my son bought for himself. But it's a nice white one. It's a nice size. A perfect painted box. So, I'm saving that one for a special. I tend to send pretty large boxes to my son, but we need boxes of different sizes. And then I have a small shelf, like not a small shelf. It's not a massive shelf at the store, so I don't really have room to put really big boxes in. So this was a super cool thrift store find, and they had all of these envelopes. That actually turned into a super awesome journal. I had a whole journal of pockets. So even if you find something kind of strange, pick it up, because when I got it, I thought, what on earth am I going to do? These envelopes are too big to do anything with and everything. But no, I actually wound up using it and doing a whole journal with envelopes. But I want to talk to you about the spine. And I think it's possible I may be making a controversy here, but I'm telling you my experience, okay? I tell you the honest truth here. I'm just going to peel this off. This looks like a paper I would use with my flowers, doesn't it? So this will go in my paper thing. I forgot about those. So let's talk about these. You're going to see a lot of videos where people are using, what is this called? I can't remember the name of it. They buy it. They buy this. Look at how thick that is. It's hard. It's hard as a rock. It does not bend. It's really, really tough. Guess what? When they made this journal, they made it with the flexible spine. That's this. It's a really cool netting thing. If you try to make a journal with this hard cardboard, if you buy this cardstock, please make soft, flexible spine. You need this flexibility. I've made these journals where I've had a hard spine. This part was hard. The spine is hard. Put my best glue on it. Let it dry completely. A month, 2 months later, I go open up my binder and the flippin' covers come off. Very infuriating. So if you see anybody that's talking about these hard things and they're not making it a soft open, I don't know. I have all the glues. I use all the glues. I've gotten so frustrated when I had a very hard cover coming off of my hard spine because I thought this has got to work, and I tried every glue I had, and you know what I wound up doing? Puncturing holes in the spine flap and the cover and flipping, tying it closed. I was not a happy crafter. So beware of using these hard things. I keep them for a few reasons. Sometimes I'm going to cut, like, I'm just going to get my blade and I'm just going to cut and cut and cut and cut and cut and cut. Like, and this is the book that I was saying that I love the papers inside. I love the designs. All of this busyness. Look at they're so good. But that's what I keep these for. Because I can't be bothered to try to cut this in half and have two. Believe me, I've tried it before. It's hard. It's hard. It doesn't give. It doesn't fold. I would just use this as something to put on when I'm painting, when I'm cutting lots. But no, I'm not using these as spines anymore. I have had my trial with it. I want to do more fun things than fight with tough cardboard. I respect cardboard a lot, probably that's why. So this is another perfect one. I'm keeping it this way. Oh, I cut a flap off. Look at that. That flap must have been needed for something. Oh, I know what I did with it. I can see it now. Sometimes you like the inside. You get enamored with these inside things. So sometimes, every time you see one of these that have these rib things, pick them up and try to pull the top one off. Just try to pull the top one off. Sometimes the glue is just at that moment when it will just totally release it, and you'll have the whole thing. Oftentimes not, but sometimes, and it's super fun when it happens. I don't think it's going to happen on this one. It's got to come off in one bang. If it comes off in one bang, you've got something to play with. But I like the ridges. I do like the ridges. Like I would use the inside of this as the cover of a journal. But now that I've removed that one flap, this can't be a box now. It's past its box potential. Let's just take these flaps off so I can fit it in the box that I'm seeing all my boxes with. still useful, still can be journal covers. I'll show you. Let me get these flaps off. Take this off. All the boxes have these where you can start the removal process like that. Okay, they all do. I use a blade a lot, a super lot. Okay, so I don't use it safely. Please be more careful with it than I am if you use a blade. So this, middle of the road. It's kind of hard, but it's not too hard. It's still kind of hard. But this is a fun size for a journal cover. Very good size. It's very good. You'd have to take all this plastic off so you could put anything else on top. Do not try to glue over plastic. Tape. So take that off first, and then that would be a super one. But like I said, I would like to have this side open. So when I covered it with something, you'd see these cool ridges. I like it rough looking, but this is a really good size. And then these make good covers for this because this is softer cardboard. Softer. It won't crack off, okay? Love it, love it, love it. That would be a good size for a journal. The front and back covers. And this would be a good size as well. This would be a super good size. You remember I showed you the large folding papers? That would work. That would work. Say we did the these ones. A little bit of cutting down, a little bit of cutting down here, a little bit of cutting down here. You have a really nice size journal. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's kind of heavy, but it's not that hard, okay? I don't want hard on my stuff. Another beautiful set for a journal cover. And then I keep these because I do work on kids stuff and I need to keep these. I know I have them. I know I'll come back to them. And I know I'll use them. And so those ones should go into here. This is breaking down. So that just goes on the side by itself. Another paper bag. This is the right size for a tag. Look at how nice and soft that is. This is a nice size for a tag. It's also very nice and soft. These are a little bit heavier. The only thing is be careful about the plastic shiny finish they put on it. If they put on a finish that your glue may not like it, it may not want to stick. So just, you know, you can try it and leave it overnight and see. But if you come back and the glue is released from the shine of this, just rip it off. Just take some parts here. Need to get a little bit deeper into it. And rip that label right off. And then your glue will be able to stick better on there. It's usually only one side that's the culprit, that they really put in a fancy, shiny type of one. And if you can't do that, if that doesn't work for you, whoops, get a fingernail thing and just rub it around and rough it up. Rough it up. Really, really rough it up, and then your glue will stay. Just rough it up. I like that look so much after you rough it up. Any of your elements that you rough up, and then you come back with paint or you're stamping ink or something. It looks so cool. Grunge is my favorite. I wish it had a better name. So obviously I was keeping these two because they can be a cover too. Nice thin, it's called soft cover. If we were doing books, it would be called a soft cover. So I was just sitting down one time and I just tried pulling off the paper. I think I did one of these as a cover. It takes a long time. Then I tried my hand at doing some markers. Must be okay for a strip in something. It's okay. I wouldn't waste my time doing that. That takes a long time. It's a messy job. And I don't think it looks that great. This is really getting a little bit can't remember where this came from. It's almost like the bottom of a cake thing or something. I don't know. Sometimes it's so dark that if you try to put paper on, you're going to see through it, especially if you add glue to it. Again, just keep all of your little cardboards. They really do help. These are fantastic for scraping. I don't know if you guys are watching. I'll show you what I mean. I've got some paint here. I love the grunge look, and say you needed to do a design. Actually, I don't need a piece like this. I'll just get a smaller piece here. How about this one? So, ooh, that's way too much. So there's a few things you can do with your cardboard to create a design. Okay, so let's do that since I messed up here. All right. Number one, get the longest one that you can find. A nice long movie one. Okay. Load it up. Load it up as much as you want. Oh man, that rain sounds so good. We've been so hot and dry here. Okay, we got it. And then do your fun designing. I'm gonna take this one out. I think I told you about these super duper hard ones. Look at that cool. I might try to rip off that really cool cover. It's a curtain book, and I really love those colors that they put in there, the lighting and everything. So see, once again, they have a soft, a movable spine. I'm just making my point again. All right, I'll let it go. I just don't like it when you get told you can do something and you can't. Okay, so there you go. You can do a design on a paper. So it's called mark making. So you can do that. You can just do grids. I did this actually for one of my journals, and I made a barbed wire. But you can do grids. On your paper. That'd be super awesome. You can do different. All right. You can do circles. Say you want to frame an element, you could do a circle. Obviously, you could do a heart, right? Cardboard is fabulous, people. You could do some letters. Okay. So fun, so fun, so fun, so fun. You could do numbers. Okay. Yum, 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 yum. Thank you so much, honey.
Draw numbers.
Okay.
Regular ones.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay.
20 draws.
Okay.
I haven't been winning on count.
Yeah, that's right. Good luck, honey. So, now you get the idea about the cardboard for making your mark making. And if you don't have decorator paper and you want to make your own paper, you could mark make. So, for example, one of the other things that you can do, say you had a piece of paper, even just put it on there. Cool. Amazing. But say you wanted to do something and all you wanted to do is do it on the top. Just do the top. Just do the bottom. Just do the edge. Right? Like, I love it. I love cardboard. I love cardboard. It's so versatile. Okay, so let's say you've got a design. Okay, I've got, let that dry. I definitely will use that. So let's say I have a design. Oh, so I've done some, I don't know. This might be, I kind of think it's water.